BookTube, it's Missy, and today I'm here to share with you guys my September book haul part 2. This is going to be a little massive, so get a snack. I'm going to do all of the books that I have accumulated since I did book haul part 1. I was going to do 3 parts, but because of my work schedule and when I come home and I do homework with the kids, I don't have time to film anymore, and I barely have time to edit and upload my videos. So I apologize for this long video. If you don't like long videos, watch half now and half later. All right, before we get started, it's really hot here in San Diego. It's muggy. My air conditioner is on at 75, but I feel like it's 100 right here. I blotted before I started this video, but I feel like I am excessively sweaty anyway. And Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie are breaking up. I am shocked. Can you believe they're breaking up? I mean, I know lots of people had problems with the whole Brad and Angelina Jolie, but I truly liked them as a couple. I thought they were cute. You know, they loved each other, you could tell. They have those great 6 kids, and now look, just Hollywood makes me sad. It's not impossible to, you know, keep a relationship going. You have to work at it. And these people don't want to work at it. Anywho, books. So I have a book outlet box. I have some books one from a friend. That was my trade away book. I have one, I think, from an author that contacted me. I have a few that I bought from the library bookstore yesterday or the day before. And then I have a bag from the Book Off and a box of pre-ordered pop figures. So excited. Let's get started with the, where is it? The Book Off bag. I love Book Off. I went with my friend, not this weekend that we just had, but last weekend, and I bought a whole bunch of books. So the first book that I got was Christopher Moore's A Dirty Job. If you watch Erica over at sorry, Erica, I'm having a brain fart right now. It's too hot. You should know, you live in Cali. Anywho, I'll leave her channel link down below, but she talks about Christopher Moore and says that he's really funny. So I decided, since it was $1, I would pick up his book. And then I got You Suck by Christopher Moore, a love story. This is part 2. This is part 1. Blood-Sucking Fiends, a love story. So this is a trilogy, I believe. I really wish I would have gotten 2 hardcovers or 2 paperbacks. But, you know, what can you do? So excited. I have the first and second book instead of like the second and third, or first and third. Yay. The next book that I got was, oh, I'm so excited for these. So I have Spooky Tales, Hawaii's Best, True Local Spine Tinglers, collected by Rick Carroll, and this is book 1. And then I have Hawaii's Best, Spooky Tales 2, More True Local Spine Tinglers, collected by Rick Carroll. Now, you guys all know I'm from Hawaii. I grew up there, and I'm super excited to read about these scary stories, because I'm sure if some of these took place on Maui, I have been to them. There is Iao Valley is supposed to be super haunted because it was a war zone for King Kamehameha. There's also Wai'ehu, and then there's like this this ghost beach where everyone dies when they surf over there. And yeah, I've seen ghosts. There's many hoonies. There's a ghost in, like, before you get to Iao Valley, like if you park your car on a hill at midnight, it'll roll up the hill with your car turned off and like the keys out of the ignition and everything. So I'm super looking forward to reading these. I'm really excited to you know, read some scary stories from my hometown. So I found those. That was great. They're all $1. Next, I got The Dead in Their Vaulted Arches by Alan Bradley. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th book in the series. I believe there are 8. This one I got for $3, which is kind of bumming me out because it would have been nicer if it was $1. Anyways, I have 1, 2, 3. Well, this is the 4th paperback, and then I have 2 hardcovers, so it matches the majority. All right, the next book I got 2 from the same series, and that is Karen Marie Moning's is it just the Fever series? This is an adult urban fantasy about fairies. Dark Fever is the first one. I don't have the second one, but I did find the third one, which is Dream Fever. It's not the third, it's the 4th. My God. Anyway, so I have the 1st and 4th book. These were both $1. I'm excited that I found them. I looked really hard to find 2 and 3, and I couldn't, and you know, I had to get them in the mass market paperback editions, but I think that might be the only way they come, and I'm looking forward to this. I really, really enjoyed Succubus Blues by Rochelle Mead, which is the Georgina Kincaid series, and that is an adult urban fantasy about a succubus who works for a demon, and she's got vampire. She has vampire friends and an angel friend, and she falls in love with a writer, and she works at a bookstore. If you don't like Rochelle Mead's Bloodlines or Vampire Academy or any of her YA fiction, check out her adult fiction. You may like that better. I really like Rochelle Mead's writing, and her Succubus Blues, or the Georgina Kincaid series, is really, really good. I would highly, highly recommend it, and so I'm excited to read these ones. The next book that I found is called, oh, yay, I forgot about these. Okay, so you can't see it. It's down below. My very bottom shelf is my sci-fi books, and last year, was it last year? Yeah, I think it was last year. Penelope was doing an unhaul video, and she had the Chaos Walking trilogy in a different set. She was collecting the books in a different cover, and so she sent me the first book, which is what is the first one? Knife of Never Letting Go. That's the first one. So I found the second and third, which is really exciting, in the same cover. So I have the Ask and the Answer, and then I have Monsters of Men. Again, bummer drag. These were $5 each, but it was good to have the whole collection in the same edition and all in paperback, so that, you know, I want them to match on my shelves. And yeah, people talk about how good this series is, and then some people say that they don't like it. And I believe it's about telepathy. So yeah, I haven't read anything by Patrick Ness. I'm looking forward to reading more. And then I found, this one is just because I used to read this a lot when I was little, and also my grandma's favorite animal is frogs, and I think she had this book when I was little, and my auntie's name is Rana, and that means frog in Spanish, which is so funny. So yeah, I found the Frog and Toad Treasury by Arnold Lobel, and so it has all 3 of those books included. So there's Frog and Toad Are Friends, Frog and Toad Together, and Frog and Toad All Year. And this was $3. But I absolutely love these stories. They're so fun. Like when Toad is trying to tell, is it Toad or Frog? I could probably find it, but either one. One has hiccups and the other one is trying to help him cure his hiccups, and so he's telling him to stand on his head and to drink water in bed and all this nonsense, and it's just really funny, and I love this series. If you read Frog and Toad when you were little, let me know down below. Alright, so that was my book off purchases. Next is the 2 books that I purchased from the book library, the the library bookstore a few days ago. The first one is The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak, I think. This is a historical fiction, magical realism, I think, about a girl who is trying to save books during World War II, and it is in the perspective of the Grim Reaper, I believe, and people say they cry. I have been holding off on this book, one, because I didn't want to buy it for full price, and two, because people say they cry, and I don't want to read sad books. But it was $1 at the book, the library bookstore. Ooh, it's got some drawings in it. And so I picked it up. And then the last book that I found at the library bookstore it's kind of a funny story. This is the movie tie-in edition. I didn't know this was a movie. I think, not this guy. I think this guy's really funny. How do you say his name? Zach Galifianakis. Galifianakis? He's such a weirdo. I love it. There you go. I think what makes him so funny to not laugh at or look at, but it's the beard that makes him so hilarious. I love the beard. Anywho, I think this is a mental health book. Ned Vizzini, who himself spent time in a psychiatric hospital, has created a remarkably moving tale about the sometimes unexpected road to happiness. A book about depression that's not the least bit depressing. So is it going to be kind of like Hyperbole and a Half, where she talks about depression, but it's like more of a funny way to talk about it? I don't know, but I'm looking forward to reading it. The regular picture normally looks like, I'll show you the picture here. It's like a inside of a person's head, but I don't care. I don't mind the tie-in edition. It's just a book. Anywho, let's get on. So this one comes from Amy Perfumegirl. I'm probably butchering your last name. I apologize. She won the trade away for, I can't remember what book I sent her, but I sent it to her in August. The beginning of August. Did I send all those books out? I think I did. Anywho's, she bought this book from Book Outlet, so she was waiting for it to come in the mail, and then she mailed it to me. I'm very excited. Yeah, so let's open up the package, shall we? Ooh. So she sent me a bookmark, something that you can color. I love colored bookmarks. You may have the universe if I may have Italy. Ooh, yes please. Italy's gorgeous. And it came with a postcard from Jacksonville, Florida. This is a jaguar. And I also got Castillo de San Marcos, the National Monument in St. Augustine. Super cool. I like postcards. I never get postcards. Okay, and so this is the book she sent me. It is World War I in Poetry and Comics, Above the Dreamless Dead, edited by Chris Duffy. And this is trench poetry. I heard about trench poetry in probably a documentary years back. I love documentaries like to death. I would watch all of them. And so this is in comic book form. So it's a graphic novel. And, in World War I, a lot of the soldiers were in the trenches, and it was just miserable, and it was cold. And they wrote poetry while they were down in there. Miserable times. So I'm curious to see what words they wrote, during this horrendous time for them, for the soldiers. If you've read this, let me know. All right. Thank you, Amy. Oh, there's something else in here. It's a note. I love notes. P.S. Thought you might like an adult coloring bookmark. I do. I love it. Thank you. All right. So that's all in this package. I will put that aside. Put this aside. I'll read your note later, Amy, off camera. And then I got this package in my P.O. box. Like I said, I did talk to an author online through my email, and he said he was look at, I ripped it just like that because I'm so manly. He said he would send it to me, but that was like at the beginning of August, and so I don't know if this is by him or not. Let's look. Ooh, it is. Okay, so this is by Liam Moiser. I hope I'm saying your last name right. And it's called Moorfield School and the Mystery. This is a middle grade mystery book. Ooh. Yay! The book is always better. Yeah, totally. I hardly ever see a movie that's better than a book. I'm so excited. So yeah, I love middle grade. I love middle grade that is paranormal and mysterious. And so Liam contacted me and asked me if I wanted to read his book. I didn't realize it was going to be so tiny, but so super excited to read it. I will let you know down below, either in the video or in the description box, whether this book is already out or not, or if it isn't, what the release date is. Thank you so much, Liam. I'm super excited to read this. Hopefully I can get to it in my October TBR, because, you know, scary book, scary book. I want to read it during the scary month. I dropped it. All right, next is I will do my pop figures first. So here's my pop figures. You know, I don't know why Amazon sent it in such a big box, but I ordered these like during the summer. I think like in June. I saw these pop figures that they went on words, Missy. Okay, so I saw these pop figures on Facebook. I don't know who posted it, but that got me super excited. And so I went on Amazon to see when they were coming out. I apologize for the shake camera. And oh my gosh, it's so big. That's what she said. Okay, so this is for you, Penelope, because I know you'll like it. And anybody else who likes these characters, let me know down below. This is one of my absolute favorite movies of all time. I can watch it every single day. I know the words by heart. I can recite it from beginning to end. And the first pop is Jareth from the Labyrinth. Oh my gosh. He's the Goblin King. I love him. I love him. Ooh, he's got his little like caney stick thing in there. Well, I guess I could take it out of the box. I mean, I never keep things in boxes. I don't believe in, what is it called when something is a collector's item? Eee! What's the point in buying something if you're not going to open it up? So there's Jareth with the makeup and everything. His cool little stick. I think, isn't that like a horse thing, like to hit people with? And then his jacket is kind of fringed. I love him. David Bowie's the best. And then I had to buy, can you guess what other character? It's from the same movie. It's from Labyrinth. Who did I buy? Dun, 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 dun. Eee, Ludo! Ludo is huge. Look at this box. See, okay, so before when I was like opening the box, I was like, why did Amazon send me 2 pop figurines in this gigantic box? I knew Ludo was going to be bigger, but I didn't realize how much bigger. Oh my God. Like, obviously Sarah's my favorite because she's the main character, but Ludo and Jareth, and then Huggle. I mean, I like Huggle, but he's kind of a Debbie Downer, don't you think? Oh my God. Sarah, me and Huggle friends. So cute. Look at the difference, okay? This is normal pop. This is giant pop. So excited. So excited. If you like Labyrinth, let me know if you're going to buy these pop figures. I also want to purchase the Dark Crystal pop figures that they have. That would be super exciting. They have both Gelflings and a Skeksis, and what's the other guy? The little worm guy's called? Mystics. That's it. I want them all. I want them all. So cute. I love Jim Henson. He's my bae. All right, so those are my pop figures. And lastly for this video is my book outlet box. Now I told you guys, sorry again for the shaky camera, I told you guys that I was going to be purchasing middle grade books, I think. I know that I said in my September TBR that my theme for this month was back to school. So I wanted to read books that had a back to school theme in it. And so I decided that this month I would buy more middle grade for myself and for my son, you know, because we share the books. And like I always say, they're technically my books. One of these days when I have a lot of time, probably during Thanksgiving break, I will do a middle grade bookshelf tour because those books are in my son's room, and his room's a disaster area. I mean, it will be when you share it with a sibling. All right, so the first thing in here is a Lily Post Books for the Littles, Ignite the Love of Reading. Oh yeah, Lily Post is going to do board book boxes and picture book boxes, which I think is a super cute idea. But I buy so many books already, I don't need a subscription box. That would just be bad for me to have more books coming to my house. Alright, so like I said, in this box it's going to be all middle grade. The first one I have here is A Curious Tale of the In-Between by Lauren DeStefano. She wrote the Chemical Garden trilogy for YA. I really enjoyed that series. It was a dystopian. I have not read her other YA series. I own the first book. I can't think of the name right now, but I haven't picked it up yet. And I decided, well, since the middle grade is, you know, on the book outlet and there was only a few left, that I would buy it. And I think actually the third book is coming out this year, maybe. I follow Lauren DeStefano on Instagram, so I see all of her posts all the time about the books that she's working on. And so, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. It's a paranormal book, and yeah, so excited. All right, let's see where I can put these. Okay. All right, the next book I have here is The 13th Sign by Kristen O'Donnell Tubb. And, ooh, look at that. I don't know what this is about. I'm hoping, aw, oh my God, you have my thing all bent. I hate that. Ooh, nice. So it's just black underneath the dust jacket. It says, what if there was a 13th zodiac sign? You're no longer Sagittarius, but Ophiuchus, the healer. Ooh, that sounds cool. So it's an astrological type book, middle grade. I'm excited. Next, I got the Grave Robber's Apprentice by Alan Stratton. And, you know, grave robbers. More middle grade dead stuff. Love it. Super ugly under the dust jacket. But it does have a little bit of illustrations on each of the header pages. So that's cute. And yeah, looking forward to that one. I'm looking forward to all of them, obviously. All right, next I bought The School of Good and Evil, The Last Ever After. This is a Barnes & Noble exclusive. Ever versus Never timeline inside. Ooh. Now, aw, look at the underneath the dust jacket. I love that. I own the second in hardcover. I love the deckled edges. And now I own the third. I do not own the first yet. There's the little timeline mappy thing. I'm not going to pull out. Oh, hey, the author's pretty cute. Anywho's, so I got the third book because it was at Book Outlet. And Book Outlet is, if you've never shopped there, it's like an overstock warehouse. So their stock is never the same, and they only have so many of a certain book. So sometimes they'll have one or two and you have to snatch it up immediately, or sometimes they have hundreds of the same book. This one in particular, I think School of Good and Evil, the book 3, was why I purchased these books so quickly. I was going to wait till the end of the month to buy the books, but I think that one only had a few. And then this one also only had a few. And that is The Girl Who Raced Fairyland All the Way Home by Catherine M. Valenti. Now here is all of the other books, starting with, what is it? The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making, which I am currently still in the middle of. I started it like almost 2 years ago, and I haven't finished it, but I like it. I just, you know, I have so many books that I don't know where to start. So I do need to finish that one. And then the second one is The Girl Who Fell Beneath Fairyland and Led the Revels There. Then there's The Girl Who Soared Over Fairyland and Cut the Moon in Two. And then The Boy Who Lost Fairyland. That's book 3. So this is book 5. I believe this is the final book in the series. I love that they're all different colors, and here is what it looks like under the dust jacket. They're all the same color as the dust jacket, and it too has illustrations in the, where is it? In all of the header pages. If you like fairylandish books, like fairy tale books, you will totally like this one. And if you like very whimsical, like not just a little whimsical, like full-on whimsical books, then you'll like this. I would consider this to be kind of like Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland is a lot weirder, but they both have very flowery, whimsical language. And I mean, in book 1, the jacket that September is wearing is magical, and like, it can't talk, but like if you stick your hands in its pockets, you find things that you need. I think that's how it goes. Or maybe it's her shoes. I don't know. It's very strange. And so if you like that kind of stuff, definitely pick up these books. They're so fun. All right, a few more. Next I have here Jack. The True Story of Jack and the Beanstalk by Liesl? I think it's Liesl. Shurtleff. I purchased this author's Rump book, which is the real story of Rumpelstiltskin. And so I wanted this one as well. Ooh, I like it. It's green and yellow. Is there any? Ooh. This one has that for the header. I love that. You have like a little quote, and it is a lady. Liesl is her name. So yeah, if you like middle grade and you like fairy tales or horror or paranormal, let me know if you know a good middle grade book that I need to add to my collection. My son is more into like middle grade books with adventure and dragons and stuff, but I keep buying all these books that I want to read. So he's like, Mom, I don't want to read those ones. All right, the next book I have here is The Terrible Thing That Happened to Barnaby Brockett by John Boyne, right? He's the author of The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. I haven't read that book because I kind of saw the movie and it was a little sad. And that one's a historical fiction book about the guy, isn't the boy from a concentration camp or something? Maybe I'm totally wrong and I saw a different movie. Anywho, the illustrator is Oliver Jeffers, and my children love the picture books that he writes. So I had to buy this book because he illustrated it. I'm hoping it's good. Ooh, it's like navy blue under the dust jacket. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And, ooh, this one has illustrations as well. I think most middle grade have some form of illustration. This one has postcards in it. That's neato. All right, 2 more books. I have here, this was the most expensive on the list, and this is The Cabinet of Curiosities, 36 Tales, Brief and Sinister, by all these different authors. So there is Stephen Bachman, Catherine Catmull, Claire Legrand, Emma Trevane. I love Emma Trevane. I love Claire Legrand. I have not read anything by Stephen Bachman yet, but I do own 3 of his books. So yeah, and this is just a anthology of like curiously weird and sinister middle grade short fiction by all these different authors. So that's super exciting. I'm really looking forward to this. This was $15 on Amazon, and I've been dying for it to get back on Book Outlet, and there was only 2 on the whole website, and this was like $6.99, so I snatched it up. Alright, and the very last book that I purchased is because Penelope made me buy it for her a long time ago. She didn't make me. I bought it for her birthday. But that is The Scandalous Sisterhood of Prick Willow Race, and this is by Julie Berry. Richard Denny, or Books and Bullshit, also just bought this book. And I mean, look at their teacher. She's dead, and the girls need to figure out a way to keep the school running and hide the teacher's body. I don't know how she died, but she must have been poisoned. And there is the school. I love boarding school stories, so I'm looking forward to this one. It has deckled edges. Ooh, it's purple under the dust jacket. And look at that. You have your cross and bones, like poison symbol, embossed into the cover. Love it. What kind of illustrations is in this one? Not much. But the headers just look like that. A little boring, but I'm looking forward to reading it. And those were all the books that I received or purchased in the second half of September. Hello again. I was about to edit and upload this video, and then I remembered I had a package that I picked up from the post office a few days ago that I wanted to add to this book haul. Here's the package. Here is the wrapping paper. Super cute, colorful polka dots. Let's see. Yes. I didn't know who it was from. The front of the package didn't have a name. It just had an address, and inside didn't have anything. So I didn't know who sent this to me. So I wanted to open it up, and I kind of opened it up, not on camera. And here is the book. So it is Patricia Cornwell, Portrait of a Killer, Jack the Ripper, Case Closed. I absolutely love Patricia Cornwell. She writes the Scarpetta series, which is a crime, thriller, mystery kind of series. And, of course, we all know who Jack the Ripper is. I love anything that has to do with Jack the Ripper. I believe this is a nonfiction. Maybe. I'll have to double check later. But I do know that Patricia Cornwell is the, what does it say? She is the chairman of the Virginia Institute of Forensic Science and Medicine. And so she is, you know, she likes to research and all that stuff. And she promotes education. So I'm thinking that this is her actual findings of Jack the Ripper, which would be super amazing. I got this from Perfumegirl, so thank you so much for sending me this book. I know we spoke 2 weeks ago about it, and I knew we talked about it, but I kind of forgot. So when I opened it up, I was really excited that it had come in the mail. So thank you again. And lastly, to add on to this book haul is 4 audiobooks that I borrowed from the library today. It's Wednesday, and so every Wednesday I have an hour to kill before work, and so I decided to walk through the library and check it out. So the first one I have here is Stephen King by it's Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King. This is the first book in the Bill Hodges trilogy, which is a crime mystery. He's a detective, so like a crime mystery thriller. Can't wait to listen to the audio. I started this book back in June. This is part of the Stephen King read-along, which I have been absolutely horrible at hosting this read-along. I started off great and never followed through. So I got about not even halfway. maybe a quarter of the way through this book and had to keep putting it down for readathons that had nothing to do with this book. And now I really, really, really want to finish it. So I'm thinking if I can listen to this in October, that would be wonderful. I also borrowed The Looking Glass Wars by Frank Bador. This is the first book in the Looking Glass Wars trilogy. I own all of the books, and it's just a retelling of Alice in Wonderland, but it's like a sci-fi fantasy retelling. And then I have Dr. Sleep by Stephen King. This is the sequel to The Shining, which I read last December, and I wanted to, you know, listen to the sequel. I listened to the first one, so I think it's all fitting to listen to the sequel. It might have the same narrator. I'm not sure. That would be fun, though, because I really enjoyed the first one. And then lastly, I have Haunted by Chuck Palahniuk, or Palahniuk, I think. This is a collection of short stories. The cool thing about this one, and what other one? Was it this one? Maybe it's just, oh, it's just this one. This one has a large cast that helps narrate this particular book, so I'm super excited for that. All of these audiobooks that I borrowed from the library, I have the physical copies of, which is great because then I can move it from the unread shelf to the read shelf, which is really important to me. And so, yeah. Oh, Jesus. Well, yeah, I couldn't even get into frame. The books are too numerous. So I'm holding it so it doesn't fall over. And yeah, that's it. Let me know down below which books you have read, which ones I should start first, what middle grade should I definitely pick up, and if you like Labyrinth, what character pop figure do you want? And that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!